All right, we're here with all the crew of the movie Beats4Tanner. Very happy to meet everybody here and welcome everyone. It is definitely one of the stories that we are more curious about, not only because of, it's a new film, but it's also a very touching story. I want to make a lot of questions, but first, welcome everybody. And let's begin with you, Matt. You are the father of the main character of this story. What was this experience for you?
I have to say it was an amazing experience, but also one that was quite difficult at times and heart-wrenching, just to relive the story about Tanner battling cancer throughout his life, and then the end of his life. Making that into a movie was difficult for the whole family. But I have to say today I'm feeling really, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'm feeling great because it's seeing something come to fruition, something big, and it would not have happened, period, if it weren't for Landon, for my wife Stephanie and Ellie and Edison and so many others here. I mean, this film really is the culmination of a huge amount of work.
Were you able to heal all this through making the movie?
I don't know if I'll ever be healed completely, but I do think it was cathartic in many ways. It was something that allowed me to work through much of what it means to lose someone at a young age, a child, your own child, just before he turned 17. But it's a struggle at the same time, just being here and seeing all this, because there's a whole lot of finality at this point. The film kind of kept him alive in many ways, and now I think with this premiere and with the film coming out, it's good in many ways, but for me it's going to be hard because
it's like a conclusion.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
So it's good and bad.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. In Landon, you are the head of this project, let's say, the director. I want to know a lot of things, but first of all, how did you guys meet? How did this crew happen? Were you guys into film before? How did you find them?
I would say it's by fate, actually. My older brother worked in Denver as a ski coach on a mountain out there. And his boss knew the Seabaum family. So his boss told him about the family because she knew I worked out here as a DJ in Las Vegas. My brother called me. He said, "You've got to do something with this family. We've got to get Tanner out here," because he had been DJing big venues in Denver and his health was deteriorating. We wanted to bring him out to Vegas where the biggest DJs in the world play. And so that's how we connected. We started talking with the family, working with the Hard Rock, which is where he played his final live set at Rehab Day Club on EDC weekend of all weekends. I mean, you couldn't make this up.
No.
It's pretty crazy, but that's just how the cards were dealt because of timing, his health, and when we could get him out here. So it's actually quite amazing.
That is definitely fantastic. Sounds like meant to be, right? Is that why you guys chose Las Vegas Film Festival to present it, on its world premiere?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question we wanted to premiere here if we were programmed. I mean, this is where the story took place. This is where electronic music thrives. And this is where Tanner made history, to be quite frank. There's never been a 16-year-old kid who's played rehab or any day club pool, let alone with brain cancer. So, I mean, it's history, and we're happy to be part of the Las Vegas Film Festival. It's, there's many great films here, and we're just excited to be highlighted as one of them.
Right. After working together on this story, why do you think your son wanted to be a DJ? Why music in the house?
From my opinion, he was always driven by music from the time he was a little kid, and evolved into, for him, electronic music, something he could not just enjoy listening to the music, but actually make the music. He had a very creative side, and I think music for him, electronic music, was a way for him to channel some of the darkness in his life of battling cancer into something really positive for him, but also for all the people around him.
For everybody.
And you'll see in the film there's a real synergy between him and the audiences when he DJs. It's quite interesting. And he was in a different zone, even when he was so sick in a wheelchair. But to get around, and when he'd stand up to DJ, he would transform. You'd get into the music and it would be like he was okay again. I mean,
wow.
You'll see it. It's quite amazing. So
wow.
For him, it's just the power of music for him was a healing factor in his life and something that drove him.
What was the hardest thing as far as making the movie? Dealing with all these things, the emotions, the logistics, the nightclubs. Anybody that wants to share that? What was the most difficult thing to create this movie?
Well, I think with the family, obviously reliving some of the tough times and reliving some of the great times, because it's such a roller coaster of emotions and you're already grieving. That can be therapeutic, which I thought it was. And like Matt said, there's a finality to the film coming out, and now what? But also, you know, from a movie making perspective and a production perspective, things like the normal logistics of getting massive artists to sign off on contributing music to the film. We had people like Skrillex and Cruella donate tracks to this project royalty free. I mean, it's pretty much unheard of. You're talking major labels like Warner Music, Sony Music. Things like that are hard because of your, you know, the bureaucracy of, you know, going through the different levels of management. But, you know, after they see a clip of Tanner or of the family or Tanner talking about them because he idolized all these guys, they're just so willing to help, and they're inspired themselves, which is amazing to think that they were his idols and now he's inspiring them. It's pretty cool. It comes full circle.
That's pretty awesome. Congratulations to everyone. Is there any social media, any Facebook, Twitter, or website where people can know more about the project?
Yeah, we have a bunch of pages. We have the Facebook page and the Twitter handle, both at Beats4Tanner.com or Beats4Tanner. So BEATS, the number 4, and Tanner, TANNER. Also Beats4Tanner.com, which has the official trailer up if you want to watch that. And then lastly, there's one last thing we're doing here in Vegas as well. There's a rap party at Rehab Day Club where Tanner played his final set. They stepped up this year to do a rap party for this film, and a portion of the proceeds are going to go to the Tanner Seabaum Foundation for Endomoma brain cancer, which is the brain cancer Tanner had. That's why we did this project. We wanted to get the word out. We wanted to bring awareness in a way that would connect with a demographic, a younger demographic, and people around the world that could say, hey, I like electronic music, but, you know, I've been affected by a disease too, and they can connect and want to help us find a cure for that. So they're stepping up. We're doing the party on Saturday, and one of his idols is headlining Flux Pavilion, who's an international superstar, and I'll be playing a tribute set dedicated to the life of Tanner Seabaum, DJ Seabaum. So it's going to be pretty awesome.
That is all fantastic. Why don't we close this up with one word, each one of you, if you wanted to describe all this experience or the lesson you got out of it, one word.
Inspiring.
Took mine.
Same one.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah, just inspiring the energy. And that's what I felt Tanner was exactly like that.
Inspiring Beats4Tanner, part of the Las Vegas Film Festival. Thank you very much.
Thank you.